Trump becomes first sitting U.S. leader to enter North Korea. Video by CNN. Panmunjom, Korea APU with grins and handshakes. President Donald Trump welcomed North Korea's Kim Jong-un at the heavily fortified demilitarized zone Sunday, seeking to revive talks on the pariah nation's nuclear program in a bid for a legacy-defining accord. Trump then became the meeting, another historic first in the year-long rapprochement between the two technically warring nations, marks a return to face-to-face contact between the leaders since talks broke down during a summit in Vietnam in February. But it does little to. Trump's brief crossing into North Korean territory marked the latest milestone in 2 years of roller coaster diplomacy between the two nations, as personal taunts of little. Kim hailed the moment, saying of Trump, What was originally expected to be a brief exchange of pleasantries over the raised line of concrete marking the border between North and South, Trump had said it would last 2. Peering into North Korea from a top observation post to let, Trump told reporters before meeting Kim that there has been tremendous improvement since his first meeting with the North's leader in Singapore last year. Trump claimed the situation used to be marked by tremendous. But North has yet to provide an accounting of its nuclear stockpile, let alone begin the process of dismantling its arsenal. The meeting at the truce city of Panmunjom also represented a striking acknowledgement by Trump of the authoritarian Kim's legitimacy over a nation with an abysmal human rights record. As he stood beside Kim, Trump told reporters he would invite the North Korean leader to the United States, potentially even to the White House. Slideshow by Photo Services. Trump's summit with Kim in Vietnam earlier this year collapsed without an agreement for denuclearizing the Korean peninsula. He became the first. North Korea's nuclear threat has not been contained, Richard Haass, president of the New York-based Council on Foreign Relations, tweeted Sunday. Haass added that substantive talks between the nations have largely broken down since the Vietnam summit. The North has balked every president since Ronald Reagan has visited the 1953 armistice line, except for George H.W. Bush, who Trump kept to his blue suit and red tie, but ever the showman, sought to one-up his predecessors with a Kim meeting. The leaders met at a time of escalating tensions. While North Korea
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.